And I'm just going to mute everybody for now just so we don't get any feedback. But if you guys have a question, just wave at me or type it in the chat. My God. I also sent you guys a file in the messenger. You guys don't have to necessarily look at it right now, but it's just kind of some of what I'm going to go over, and I figured having the file would be nifty so you guys don't have to like rush to take notes on every single thing. So, all right. Just a second, get everything set up. Hear weird noises. Addie's over to my right, so she's still awake. She decided not to go to sleep. So, could be fun. All right. So, welcome to our team meeting. You guys are welcome to ask questions about whatever you want, even if it's not necessarily related to what I'm talking about right now. Just put it in the chat, and I will get to it when I can. And you guys can, of course, ask me questions not on the chat, too, if you want. But easier just to type it in the chat. So, yeah. A lot of people are new and are kind of like wondering, or even if you're not new, kind of wondering like, how do I work the business? What do you do for your daily routine? So I just wanted to go over kind of what I do. It's not super complicated. I just have kind of a list that I'm going over. So, and you guys can look at that on that PDF that I sent you guys, okay? So every week I start, Sundays are kind of like my, I don't really take a day off, but it's my resting day. So I don't do a ton on Sundays. I still do my like product posts and my personal post, but I don't do like my extra like stuff, you know, like back office type stuff or anything, just because I think it's important, you know, to spend time with your family and to not make yourself crazy with not having a day off. So it doesn't have to be Sunday for you guys. You can make it whatever day you want. But yeah, so that's my Sunday. And then of course the family call is awesome because you get to hear any announcements and everything. So, and that's why Monday is my planning day. So since Sunday is when they do most of their big announcements, I make Monday kind of like my figure out like the weekday and kind of just plan how what I want to talk about that week. I don't know if you guys have seen, some of you probably have seen that video that Brittany Hayes does, where she talks about how most people need to see a post or a product 5 to 6 times, 7, even 8 or 9 times before they decide that they want your product. So one of the things that she suggests, and I found that it's worked really well for me, is just to focus on 2 or 3 products for like a short period of time. So and just only post about those products instead of trying to hit like, you know, like it's easy. I know when I first started, I wanted to like, oh, I got to post about like every product. So I'd like have a list. I had like this little checklist that had like every product that I wanted to talk about. And I'd say, okay, today I'm going to talk about hair, skin, and nails. And then tomorrow I'll talk about the wraps. And then the next day I'll talk about greens. And then the next day I'll talk about cleanse. That seems like a good idea, but it actually doesn't work very well as far as marketing goes, because you want people to see something over and over again and be like, oh, I want to order that. Because you guys know, like, okay, so like when Walmart does like a marketing campaign, you know, like they have something on sale, you know how it's like super annoying how they have the same radio ads over and over again, and like you see the same thing advertised in the newspaper. The reason they do that is because it works. So we want to kind of like take a cue from them and do that with our products. So what I try to do is every week I'll pick 2 or 3 products that I want to kind of highlight for the week. And I'll say like this week I'm talking about shake, chocolate greens, and hair, skin, and nails. So I will only post about those products this week, and I'll try to hit them, you know, every day or every other day, one of those things for the next week, week and a half. That way, if somebody sees my chocolate greens post, you know, they saw my chocolate greens post from yesterday and they think, oh, I'm interested in that. When I'm posting again about it on Friday, when they get their paycheck, they're going to see it again. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, like I got to order those chocolate greens. So just kind of make sure you're focusing and being mindful of what you're posting instead of just like randomly posting about products willy-nilly. I find it's good to like just plan at the beginning of the week what you want to talk about. That way you have a game plan. So on my Monday, I decide that. Okay, I'll address that question in a little bit, Victoria. Yeah, so I'll decide those 2 to 3 products that I want to highlight for the week. If there's any special distributor promotions, I'll make sure I'm talking about those. Like right now we've got this $200 Ruby gift, so that's something we can be talking about. And then I also try to like add on my phone any reminders about any Zooms I know are coming up, because I don't know about you guys, but I always forget what's coming up. I'll see it and be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited for that Zoom, and then I'll forget. So I try to put reminders in my phone for those. So that's my Monday. And then the only other like special day I have is Fridays. I do my follow-ups with potential loyal customers and potential distributors. And I don't necessarily just like message everybody and be like, hey, are you ready to join? Or hey, are you ready to order? I just make sure I'm connecting with them on some level. So if I've got a potential distributor who has been saying they want to join, I'm just going to go and like stalk their Facebook basically and like and comment on their stuff, maybe send them a message, just a personal message to say, hey, how you doing? That kind of thing. So, but other than that, I have just kind of a daily task list. And this can be, you guys can do whatever you want, but this is just what I do. So in the mornings, that's when first thing in the mornings when I do my adding to my network, because it requires little to no thought to add to your network, and I'm not awake yet. So in the morning when I first wake up, I'm going to be adding my people on Facebook. I'm going to be adding people on Instagram. And then once a week, I'm going to be doing my unfollowing anyone who hasn't added me, and then deleting outgoing friend requests. And the reason I know, like, I never understood the unfollow thing when I first joined. The reason we do that is because when you are on Instagram and people are seeing your account, if they see you have like you've followed like 10,000 people and you only have like 300 followers, that's going to look spammy. So we try to delete people who aren't following us back, so you don't have that like uneven number. You want to keep those numbers kind of like close or even, just so you don't look like a spam account. And then the reason you delete outgoing friend requests on Facebook, if people aren't accepting them, is because Facebook will actually flag you as spam if you have too many outgoing unaccepted friend requests. So just a couple little things. You don't have to do that every day. I usually try to do it like once a week. Even if it's less than once a week, just make sure you're doing it from time to time. Then in the morning, I'm going to be posting something. I usually just post something kind of inspirational or uplifting or something kind of fun, you know, a silly like parenting meme or something just kind of just something that's going to be like put people in a happy mindset in the morning. That's my whole goal in the morning. Make people think, make people happy. And then I'm just going to be doing like 15 to 20 minutes of interaction with my Facebook friends. And I do all that when I'm having my coffee. So most of us sit down and just scroll through Facebook when you're having coffee. That's what I'm doing too, but just with a little bit of intentionality. Then later in the morning, I'm going to do a little more interaction, but I do that interaction specifically with my strong potential. So anybody who's a potential distributor, anybody who I think is going to order a product soon, you know, they've said, you know, oh, I want to order greens next week. Those are the people who I'm going to be like intentionally going on their page and interacting with. And you can figure that out one of a couple ways. The way I do it is I actually have anybody who's a strong potential, I've set them as see first on Facebook. I don't know if you guys know about that feature, but you can go to their page and where it says follow, you can click see first, and Facebook's going to show you those people at the top of the news feed when they post. So that's how I make sure I'm hitting those people, you know, as much as possible. And then I also try to do a product post during that time. After that, around lunchtime, I'm usually doing some sort of personal post, something about my kids, something about food, what we're doing today, a funny story from the morning, something like that. And then while I'm making lunch, I'm listening to some sort of personal development, a podcast, a book, something like that. So the way I try to do things in general with my schedule is just really, because I joined this business to spend more time with my kids. So I try to just do little like blips of my business throughout the day. And then, so I have time to spend with my kids. So I really try to just fit it into my downtime anyways. I do personal development while I'm making lunch because they're off running around while I'm making lunch anyway. So that's my time to just listen to something that's inspirational to me, something that can help me develop my leadership skills. Then my next big chunk of work time, it's sort of a power hour in the afternoon while they're in bed. I'm doing some more interactions, product posts. That's when I'll do any of my coaching calls, work on charting. You also want to make sure you guys are following up with your current loyal customers. We don't want to just be signing people up and then leaving them and not like actually talking to them, because that's how we lose them quickly. And that's also how you get people unsatisfied with the products, because maybe they're struggling with how to use the products and you're not going to know because they might not reach out to you. So make sure you're following up with them every day. So yeah, I'm doing a bunch of things in the afternoon. Around dinner time, I do a little more listening to self-development and then another personal post. And then late in the evening is usually when I do my business opportunity post, because I found that I get most interaction from it then, because that's when everybody is just sitting and scrolling, right? Everybody's watching Netflix and sitting and looking at their phones. So it's a really, really good time to post a business opportunity post, because a lot of people are going to see it. There's a lot of people on around 9, 10, even 11 o'clock, just hanging out, goofing off on Facebook. So you guys can read like more detail on my daily schedule in that chart, but that's just what I do. Obviously it works for me because I'm a stay-at-home mom. So you guys who are working jobs, it's a little bit different. So Jamie, examples for self-development. So what I like is I have a couple podcasts that I'm subscribed to. Yeah, I don't usually do books. Just because I like podcasts because they're free and because they're weekly episodes. But yeah, podcasts and books, you can find there, if you just like search self-development in that Freedom Legacy group, there'll be a lot of different examples of good ones. But the podcasts, like I really like, my favorite one's the MF CEO, which is actually quite vulgar if you're not careful. He just likes to swear a lot, but he's really good, especially if you like kind of like in your face self-development. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it, Melissa? If you really like something that's kind of in your face, it's a really, really good idea. Just if you have kids, wear your headphones, because he's a little bit, he likes the F word, which is fine with me, but not what I want my kids repeating. I also have Success Insider, the Success magazine you guys have probably heard of. They do a little podcast that's really good. Those are the two I mainly listen to. And then I also have Cami Dempsey's podcast that I'm subscribed to. So those are the ones I usually listen to. But there's a lot of great books out there too as well. If anybody has any specific books they like, I know Melissa, you read a lot of self-development books. You guys can just drop them in the comments. I just don't read a lot of the books. The other thing I like about podcasts, they're kind of short and sweet. So I can do, I can do like sometimes I even have like 15-minute ones that just don't take that long to listen to. So for those of you guys who are working the business and working another job, power hours, that is what you need in your life. This is what I was doing a lot of when I was working part-time, because I was trying to spend the day with my kids and keep my house from being in shambles and also fitting this business in. So power hours were my life. I would do a power hour while my kids were napping, and then a power hour like late at night after work. Hey, Addie. She's making faces at me. So a power hour, all that is, it's nothing fancy. All it is you having 1 hour of focused time on your business. And by focused time on your business, I mean nothing else. You can't be goofing off and listening to, doing other things. I wouldn't even recommend having the TV on in the background. You don't want people to be interrupting you. This needs to be really focused time in order for it to be effective. So I know a lot of people do them they'll get up an hour earlier and do them before work. A lot of people do them, late at night. So it's just a time for you to just get stuff done. So I have an example of a power hour. I always like to, if you're going to be doing a power hour, set a timer. So you really are just doing if you're doing something for 10 minutes, you do it for 10 minutes, then you move on to the next thing. Do it for 5 minutes, move on to the next thing. And a lot of you guys know, most of you probably know who Katie Rogers is. She built her business to double diamond while working full-time as a hairdresser with 2 kids, just doing power hours. So it's totally a really good way to work your business. Yeah, so it can be whatever you want it to be. What you want to do is make sure you're hitting those really important things for your business every day. So, commenting, interacting with friends, posting, messaging people who have been commenting and liking on your posts, adding to your network, following up with your loyal customers, checking in with your team, planning out posts for the next day. If you are a really busy person, I really recommend using a power hour just to plan what you want to post the next day. I know a lot of people will tell me like, oh, I'm busy at work, so I don't have time to post. What I used to do was write out my posts ahead of time, just save them in the notes in my iPhone. And then save the picture to my iPhone. And then like literally I'd be like at Applebee's like serving, and I'd run into the bathroom to go pee and like post my post. So it's totally possible to do on your crazy schedule. Even when I was serving, I did it, you take like the 5 seconds just to, run in and go to the bathroom and post. Like nobody's going to tell you can't go to the bathroom. So, and nobody has to know you were posting while you're in the bathroom. So that's a really good way for people who are busy. And yeah, and I know a lot of people don't like feel like that's a lot of work to like write out your post ahead of time. But guys, like if you guys want this business, you got to do what it takes. You know what I mean? Like, and if it takes a power hour of writing everything out ahead of time and posting in the bathroom, then freaking do it, So, so when I was doing a power hour, I just had a little checklist and I made sure I hit all those things. And when my hour was up, I was done with my power hour and I went back to doing what I was doing. If I finished my checklist early, I would spend the rest of the time just kind of interacting with people, because that's always a good way to build your business, just interacting with friends on Facebook. So that's all I have for like how to work the business. Like I said, I kind of have more detailed stuff on that file I sent you guys. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is going Ruby. And I actually, oh no, I have my notes. I thought I left my notes in the other room. And I'm not sure how this works, so I want to share my screen with you guys. So bear with me for a moment. Oh, let me address your question, Victoria, before I move on to that. So what do you do when your customers after 3 months just want to leave you? Like they say they love the products, but they just want to leave after 3 months. I hate to say it, but that's really common. That's not like I don't like if that's happening to you, like don't feel like you're like bad at the business or doing something wrong. I mean, it happens to most of us, I think. But one of the things I do when somebody like after their 3 month is like saying they want to, turn off their auto shipment. First of all, you can talk about the perk points. They've already accumulated a number of perk points. Plus, like guys, don't forget that they get that $50 perk point bonus after their 6 month of auto shipment. So if I have somebody saying, hey, like I think I need to turn off my auto shipment, I will always remind them of that. And some people are just so excited about $50 of free stuff that they'll keep ordering, even if they're ordering way more than $50 worth of stuff. Just one of those things you should throw out there. But I mean, there's really not a lot you can do when people want to do that. The thing is, that's why we have to just keep going out there and getting new customers. So, but I always, when I have somebody who does that, I'm always still going to like message them whenever we have a sale. Even if they quit after their 3 months, make sure you're messaging them. Like right now, you should be messaging every loyal customer you've ever had about that facial and exfoliating peel BOGO. And just keeping up with them. One of the ways you can just make sure that you're keeping those loyal customers a little longer is just following up with them, making sure they're meeting their goals like while they're still ordering. Talk to them about what they like about the products, make sure they're working for them, all those things. But the other thing you can do too, and this sometimes works, is say like if they say they love the products and say they have to leave after 3 months for financial reasons, talk to them about becoming a distributor. They can earn their products for free. So just another idea. But yeah, unfortunately it's common. So that's why we're always expanding our network, gathering new customers. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Hopefully this works. I don't really understand how it works. So hopefully this works. Share my screen. Where are we? Okay. Make sure this works. Okay, can you guys see that Ruby chart? Everybody, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure. I've never actually shared a screen on this. Let me make sure I put the chat up there so I can see that too. All right, maybe not. All right. So most of you guys have probably seen about that $200 Ruby gift. So that's why we're going to talk about going Ruby. I actually didn't know that when I decided I wanted to talk about going Ruby, but you know, maybe I'm a prophet. I don't know. But I was really excited when they said they were doing that Ruby gift because it's like, oh yes, we were going to talk about going Ruby. So this is a Ruby chart. Most of you guys have probably seen it. Ruby is probably most people's like first goal. It's about $500 a month. So that's what a lot of people join this business for. Because I know for a lot of families, $500 a month makes a big difference. So this is what it looks like. So when you go Ruby, if you go Ruby this month, if you're starting from scratch, you're a brand new distributor, it's just you on your team, you're going to get that $200 bonus. You can get up to $500 in fast start bonuses plus your commissions. Not to mention, if you still have time, you might get that $100 shopping spree if you're still almost still qualified for that. And you're going to get 2 wrap rewards. So going Ruby as soon as possible is big for you guys. You are getting more than just a Ruby paycheck. You're getting a lot of stuff. So so that's a really big goal to have your mindset at. So can you guys see my like pointer? Does it show that?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it would. Okay. So in order to go Ruby, you need 5 people other than yourself. So that's 2 people on your top line here who are just going to be 400 boxes. So that's 2 distributors. We're going to have 400 group volume or more each on that top line there. And then you're also going to have an executive on a different leg. So the executive is somebody who also has 2 distributors under them at 400 or more volume. So a lot of people don't know like all like what is like group volume, bonus volume, personal bonus volume. All of that's like really confusing at first. So I'm just going to talk about that a little bit. So group volume is whatever. So say like this little guy here. Say this is Bob. Bob's group volume is going to come from everything that Bob orders himself. So any personal orders he places, you know, if he buys himself some wraps, if he buys hair, skin, and nails, it's going to include that. It's going to include anything a customer under him orders and anything anybody under him orders. So like say Bob has a couple people under him too. Anything they order is going to trickle up to his group volume to add up to 400. So that's what group volume is. Literally you, everything you order, and anything your customers or your distributors under you order. So you need all these people at 400 or more, which sounds kind of scary, but it's not scary if you have people working. If everybody's working under you, it's really not that, like, it's not that crazy for all of them to get to 400. I know it can seem a little like overwhelming at first. Bonus volume is just the number assigned to each product. So your wraps are $59 and they're worth 54 bonus volume. That's just what that is. Personal bonus volume is your orders, your personal orders, and any orders from loyal customers directly right under you. Not under anybody on your team, just the people right under you. So you guys know you have to be 150 PVB or more to be commission qualified if you're not running your auto shipment. So that's something you should be paying attention to because everybody wants to get those commissions, right? So So even like, so it's something important to pay attention to, because even if you have like really high group volume, if your personal volume is not in that rate, is not 150 PVB or more, you won't earn those commissions. So it's just something you guys got to check on if you're not running your auto shipments. Okay. So in order to go Ruby, you want to start with getting your first 4 customers. Those first 4 qualified loyal customers are what qualify you to earn bonuses. So you guys, everybody wants to earn bonuses because that's where lots of amazing money comes in. You know, those $10,000 diamond bonuses, anything else that they roll out there. You have to have those 4 qualified loyal customers in place to get there. So even if you miss your $100 shopping spree, which is a bummer, you still want to get those first 4 because you're going to need them later. Okay. So I know it'll be sad if you miss that $100, but don't like let that stop you from getting your 4. After you have your 4, you should be placing your customers on your team. So right now, most of you are just on a team of 1, which is awesome. But once you start enrolling your own distributors, you want to start placing your customers under them. That's one of the things that I've always loved about this business, is that it's so team oriented. You know, you get your first 4 and then you give the rest away, and that benefits you and that benefits your team, and it's amazing. And the reason you want to be giving away those customers is because of fast start bonuses. So say you're just starting out, you get your first 2 people, your first 2 distributors, you know, you get your sister and your cousin to join you, right? And then you get a couple more customers. If you give your sister and your cousin 2 customers within their first 30 days, or they get their own customers within the first 30 days, you guys are going to get $100 fast start bonuses on each of those people. Anytime one of your personally enrolled distributors gets 2 customers, you get a $100 fast start bonus. So you want to make sure everybody's getting fast starts. And that also qualifies them to earn their own fast start bonuses when they get there too. So the first goal is get those 4 qualified loyal customers. You know what else you get when you get the first 4 loyal customers? You guys are going to get 2 wrap rewards. If you're not familiar with wrap rewards are like a little bonus incentive you get where when you get 2 personally enrolled loyal customers, you get 1 wrap reward. And a wrap reward means you can order a box of wraps for $25. So instead of $59 like we usually pay, you get them for $25. And then you can use them to wrap yourself, because I know we all love to wrap. Or you can sell them, and you can actually make a really nice profit selling them $25 each, because you only pay $25. You get 4. So you'll get 2 wrap rewards after you get your first 4. You get bonus qualified, and hopefully you get your $100 shopping spree. And now we're going to be placing under our distributors. So you need 5 distributors to go Ruby. Or you need 3 distributors and somebody who enrolls to your distributors themselves, which is also awesome when you've got that kind of momentum going on. What I want to say. So I'm telling you all these steps that you have to take in order to go Ruby, but you're wondering like how do I get to Ruby? How do I get the customers? How do I get the distributors? So some of the things that you want to be doing, I would love for every single one of you guys to do an in-person party. And I know everybody hates doing parties. Well, not everybody. Some people probably do hate doing parties because they're work and you have to go out there and you got to invite people. I have never not signed a customer at a party. So they are always worth your time because you're going to be signing customers. People love to see your passion in person. Not to mention the fact that you're getting these people here in front of you to say, you know, and telling them about everything, with them being there exclusively to hear you talk about that. It's not like on social media where they're just scrolling around looking at pictures of cats and there's your post. Like, you have them there to talk about the business. So it's really super important to do parties. Parties are gonna be what helps you get there. And so I would love for you guys all to do a party. If you guys haven't done a party before, I would be super happy to talk with you about how to do it. Or even if you guys want to Skype me in to share my story or talk about stuff, answer people's questions. I know it can be scary at first when you feel like you don't know anything. But I would love to help you guys do a party. I think it's really important, especially for friends and family, people who you want to support you, but they're not really like paying that much attention to what you have to offer. you know, you can get them there. They can look through the catalogs. A lot of people don't realize what all we have. A lot of people think we just have the wraps. But we have like all the skincare stuff. We have a ton of things that people buy anyways. You know, if your mom buys multivitamins, ask her to switch to our multivitamins. You know, if your sister uses a cleanser, ask her to switch to our cleanser, that kind of thing. Get them to your parties. That just kind of rolls into like the next point is ask your friends and family. Ask those people who you would, you know, if you got pregnant, you would call and say, hey, like, I'm pregnant. I'm so excited. Take that excitement and say, hey, I just started a business. I would love your support. And not only that, I would love your honest feedback on these products. So would you join me? Would you help me meet my first goal of 4 loyal customers or whatever goal you're working on next? You know, would you help me get to Ruby? Would you help me help my teammate launch their business? Do that. Talk to those friends and family and go to them with something in mind. So don't just like be like, hey, would you order something from me? You know, if you know that your BFF, you know, loves energy drinks, call her up and be like, hey, we have these amazing new energy drinks. I would love for you to try them. I would love for your honest feedback. Would you join me? Would you do a 90-day challenge with the energy drinks? Or whatever it is. Whoever, you know, just don't just call them and just be like, hey, buy something. Like really personalize it. Tell them like, I think you would like this. The other thing you want to be doing, interacting with your friends daily. I know you guys probably like think I say this all the time, but it is so, so, so important to be liking and commenting on everybody's stuff daily. That, I mean, and this shouldn't be that hard. Everybody scrolls through Facebook all day anyway, so just do it. Just be liking and commenting. Don't just scroll and lurk around on Facebook. Actually like, comment, interact, message, all that stuff. That's what's going to keep you popping up in their newsfeed. You guys have to post daily. And by daily, I mean daily, every day. You guys need to be doing at least 1 product post and at least 1 business post every day, preferably 2 product posts and a business post. Show people how this business is changing your life, even if it's something little right now. You know, when I first joined, you know, obviously you don't make a lot of money the first couple of months. Some people do, but just talk about it in little ways. Like say like, hey, I had so much fun chatting with my team today. You know, some people will join just for that, like feeling like they're a part of something and being with friends. So make sure you hit all those things. Like talk about the friendships, talk about the fun, talk about the freedom. If you haven't made a paycheck yet, talk about what you're going to do when you do make a paycheck. Say, you know, I joined this business to be a stay-at-home mom. I joined this business to pay off, you know, my credit card debt. I joined this business to be able to go on more trips with my family. If you haven't actually made money yet, that doesn't, you know, you can talk about what you're planning to do, what this business is inspiring in you. You can talk about those things. And then obviously post about the products. And make sure you're mixing it up. Don't just copy and paste all the posts from that great group that Alyssa made for us. That thing is awesome, but if you keep just copying and pasting, it's not going to do anything because people are going to tell when it's not genuine. So make sure you're mixing it up. Do some of the, you know, text only, like who wants to do a 90-day challenge post, but then also like share, like pick a product and share the benefits of it. You know, if you're talking about the greens, like, you know, make a post about like what the green tea in it does, like the detoxifying benefits of that. Talk about that and how that's in the greens. Talk about like all the different fruits and vegetables that are in it. If you're doing hair, skin, and nails, just don't just post a before and after picture. Talk about like why our products, you want to make sure people know why they need our products, not just like, hey, who wants to do this? Like you need to be showing people the benefits of our products and just kind of remember that all different kinds of people are on your newsfeed. So some people are going to see like who wants to do a 90-day weight loss challenge and jump on that. But some people want more information. Some people want to know like how exactly the fat fighters work. And some people want to know like the science behind the wrap. So make sure you're like mixing it up and thinking about all the different kinds of people you have on your newsfeed and not just posting one type of post. Make sure you're making this business personal. Like I was saying before, not just copying and pasting. Even if you don't have a lot of products on hand, one of the things I did at the beginning was talk about the products I wanted to try. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get hair, skin, and nails. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to grow my hair out. Oh my God, I can't wait to try the greens because I need more energy. Like, you know, I know where's the other moms out there who are like falling asleep at 3 p.m. because their kids have exhausted them all day. You don't have to have it on hand to make a personal post about it. It's better if you can take a cute little selfie with the product, but you don't have to. You guys can get creative. You know, this is the business, you guys. You're going to have to use your brains, and you're going to have to think and get creative even if you don't have the stuff on hand. So, and when you do get the stuff on hand, try the products, take pictures of yourself using the products, and share your personal experience. Even if it's awkward, I remember when I first wanted to, was thinking about sharing my rap results, I was like, there is no way in hell I'm putting my belly on the internet. I was like, no way, not happening. But I realized that even if I got one loyal customer from it, if I met one goal because I did it, it would be worth it. Okay. So I shared my ugly belly on Facebook, and you guys, I can't tell you how many customers I got from that first time I shared my personal results. It is worth it. And I know it puts you way out of your comfort zone, but it'll be worth it. You guys will be happy you did it. So don't be scared to share your belly on Facebook. And after a while, you're going to just get so used to seeing bellies, it's not even going to seem like a big deal. I feel like I've seen 1,000 bellies. What was I going to say? Yeah, and the last thing I just wanted to talk about was I know a lot of people, when you first join, people do not want to do the auto shipment. We don't want to spend money every month on this business because we're here to make money, right? So I know that's really hard, but you guys, if you can swing an auto shipment, I 100% recommend the auto shipment for a couple of reasons. First reason being, you never have to worry about whether or not you're commission qualified, because I know every month when I run my auto shipment, the day after I get my paycheck, that's when I set it up for, and that's what I recommend, because you're getting your paycheck and then you're investing in your business the very next day. So that's what I do. I set it up for the day after the paychecks come in. I know that I'm going to be commission qualified, and I don't have to worry about my personal bonus volume for the rest of the month. So if one of my top line customers decides they don't want to order anything this month, I don't have to scramble to find a new customer. I don't have to find anybody else to replace the volume, and I can focus on placing all of my customers to get my fast start bonuses, to help my distributors get to where they want to be, and I don't even have to think about it. And I know that the auto shipment can be a struggle financially, but I've run my auto shipment almost every month, and I have never once regretted it. And it's really helped. I feel like it's one of the things that really helped me move forward in this business, because I didn't have to, give myself customers. I knew I could always place my customers and focus on promoting instead of worrying about, where my volume was. And, eventually once you've promoted a couple times, once you promote to executive, your auto shipment's going to be covered by your commissions. And if you're enrolling distributors, you guys, your auto shipment will be covered just by one fast start bonus. So, I think it's worth it for not having to worry about it. I think it's worth it because then you're trying the products. You can give people personal experience. People are very skeptical. People are scared about, the product's not working, or, wondering if it's a scam, or all of these things. So if you can say, I have tried the product, and give them your personal experience, it makes a really big difference. So that's something I really recommend. So Caitlin's asking if there's a minimum for an auto shipment. So there's not a minimum for an auto shipment. You can put whatever you want on auto shipment, but there is a minimum to be commission qualified with an auto shipment. So if you want to be commission qualified with the auto shipment, it has to be 80 BV or more. So that usually works out to be, depending on what products you use, somewhere between $80 and $100 per month. So, and there's actually a really cool guide in Freedom Legacy for those of you guys who are being budget conscious, about how to stay under $100 on your auto shipment. So if anybody's interested in that, I can tag you guys in that post, because I know there was definitely months where I was like, I need to spend less than $100. So if you guys need to know about that, I can show you that. So, but you can, even if you think okay, I can't do the full 80 BV auto shipment, I do recommend trying something every month, even if you can't do the full auto shipment. So, just so you can be consistently using some stuff and sharing those results. All right, I'm just going to scroll through chat and see if I missed any questions that you guys didn't answer already. All right. I'm going to open it up for everybody. If anybody wants to ask any questions, you guys can just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask. Or if you guys don't have any questions. Let me check actually the team chat too, because I know some people were asking questions there. All right, if nobody has any more questions, the last thing I just wanted to say is if you guys, like, I know a lot of this can be super duper overwhelming at first, especially like getting to Ruby. There's a lot like to look at, a lot involved, and like charting can be a little bit confusing, and like how to move people around is confusing. You guys are totally welcome to set up a coaching call with me, or just shoot me a message anytime, shoot a message in the group chat anytime. You guys this is a team thing. So you guys are all on my team. So I am happy to help you guys. Even if I didn't enroll you guys, like, I'm here for you. So just let me know if you guys need anything. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for tonight. Does anybody else have anything to share or any questions at all? No? Everybody good? All right. Thanks for showing up tonight, guys. Everybody have a great evening.
Too.